Distinguish between constitutional law and administrative law. Or, administrative law is part of constitutional law. It has become an independent branch of study only recently. Discuss. Ans. Constitutional law and administrative law. Sometimes, a question is asked as to whether there be any distinction between constitutional law and administrative law. Till recently, the subject of administrative law was dealt with and discussed in the books of constitutional law, and no separate and independent treatment was given to it. In many definitions of administrative law, it was included in constitutional law. Though in essence constitutional law does not differ from administrative law inasmuch as both are concerned with functions of the government and both are a part of public law in the modern state and the source of both are the same, yet there is a distinction between the two. Professor Wade writes, with the exercise of governmental power, administrative law is itself a part of constitutional law. It has now become independent branch of study. Professor Dicey repudiated its existence in United Kingdom and his view continued to occupy the minds of thinking persons till the advent of the report of Committee on Ministers. He misunderstood droit administrative, which he identified with administrative law. According to him, since there was no dual system of judiciary in Great Britain, there is nothing like the term administrative law in England. The views of Austin, to whom constitutional law merely determined what persons or classes of persons bore the sovereign powers, while administrative law determined the ends and modes to and in which sovereign powers were exercised, are not complete in full sense, because he dealt constitutional law in very narrow sense. In this regard, Maitland said, I think we catch his idea if we say that while constitutional law deals with structure, administrative law deals with functions. Thus, according to the view of these writers, administrative law and constitutional law both deal with the same subject. Although there is much similarity in the subject matter of the two laws as the definition of administrative law by Jennings clearly indicates, yet the tremendous growth in the scope of administrative law has separated it from constitutional law. In India, administrative law has not grown up fully. It is in its infancy. Before 1947, our country was a police state. With the advent of independence, a conscious effort started towards the achievement of a welfare state. There are several principles which are derived from the constitutional law, and they constitute the fundamental basis of administrative law. In fact, among the various sources of administrative law, Constitution stands foremost besides the statutes, statutory instruments, and precedents. Our Constitution itself envisages a few administrative bodies mainly from the point of view of interstate cooperation and coordination and to solve interstate problems. Examples are the Interstate Council, the Finance Commission, Union Public Service Commission, and the Election Commission. Besides this, we have several provisions in the Constitution relating to control on the administrative powers. The inevitable and speedier growth of powers of the administration under the garb of socialization have resulted in outstanding legal development of the 20th century taking its force from constitutional law. Administrative law is very much related to constitutional law. It owes much to constitutional law, in spite of the fact that the former has developed as an independent branch of study. In many ways, constitutional law is the determining factor of administrative law.